Hey everybody, how's it going? So, starting this YouTube channel today, this will be my first video, and basically what I look to do is find a group of other traders who are struggling with similar problems as me, and just create a space where we can hold each other accountable and learn from each other. I trade small caps, pre-market. Um, my trading, I'm on Central Time, so I normally trade from about 5:30 all the way till market open at 8:30. So I trade low float small caps, sometimes pennies, but most of the time stocks that are between $2 and $10. Similar strategy to Ross Cameron, just trading micro pullbacks off of high momentum and volume right now. And so, yeah, let's go ahead and get into this first trading recap. So, start of the day. I've been on a little bit of a green streak lately, doing pretty well. So, start the day. SBEV is popping up on the scanners. I hop on the charts at about 5:40, so this is about 20 minutes heading right into 6 o'clock. And so I hop on and I see SBEV popping up on the scanners. It made a move in after hours yesterday all the way up to looks like 4.6. And so, look at that bullish candle. We went all the way from $3.30 to over $4.15. So, really, really nice move there. So I'm on high alert and I'm waiting for the first pullback to occur. And so what we're gonna see is right here. I'm on the 5 minute time frame. I bet I'll switch back. But right here, I switched to the 15-second time frame, and we have a really, really nice 15-second pullback setting up here. Low volume on the selling. You can see down there. Of course, the MACD is open. I have all of that on my other chart, which is on my side monitor, on my Thinkorswim charts. And obviously the buying volume was great. And so right here, I'd be looking for the first candle to make a new high, whether that is this candle, whether it gets pushed up and as that bottoming tail turns into a hammer candle and we break that and we surge, or if the next candle forms, which is in 7 seconds, which is what happens. And I would be looking to buy right here and use $4 as support. And so if we break below 4, that's when I'd be selling. But as you're going to see, the spreads kind of get really wide here, and I'm not able to get filled right when I would like to, and it happens really, really fast. It explodes. You're gonna see boom right there. The second that candle forms, we shoot up, and we're already past the recent high. It would have been nice to get filled right there. So at this point, I'm like, okay, I can't chase the trade, but I'm still getting ready to enter. So I look for a little pullback here, and I buy right there. And so we get all the way up to $4.44, and I end up trying to buy right there. So whenever it taps that, that's when I hit my hotkey to enter. But you're gonna see I get filled all the way up, or I get submitted all the way up at like $4.50 because that's where the ask was at the time. But luckily, I get a nice fill. Um, at around four, or the fill was at $4.32. So that's not too bad. Yeah. So right there, that's where I'm entered, and I'm just looking for it to continue to push higher. Like I said, the one problem was that the spread got really wide at that one point, and so it actually did that a few times, where the selling volume was just really not there, which is good. You don't want sellers, you want more buyers than sellers, but it's going to be hard to get in the trade at that point. So I ended up getting in, not the fill that I was looking for. Would have much rather have gotten filled down there to use a forward support, and I obviously would have made a lot more money, but that's all right. So end up getting in right there, and we do keep pushing higher. I like to think of it as breakout or bailout, and we do break out all the way up to $4.50. So I end up getting a fill at $4.47. 15 cents a share. That's a solid trade. That's great. It's what we're looking for. So now after I take 50% off the table, always set my stop loss to break even. And so we get another nice little move up there. And look at that, dude. That was beautiful. The candle opens at $4.40, and we move all the way up to $4.80, 40 cents a share in that, few second period. And it would have been fantastic if I could have got a fill up there, but I was not able to. I tried, but the spread was again super wide. You can see it happen right there. So look, as we get to there, all the sellers are gone, and so my hotkeys to seller they're on the ask, and so I put my order in and it gets filled at $5.64. Nobody's buying all the way up there, so that's where my sell order gets filled at, or it gets submitted at. So that obviously doesn't work out, and I'm not. And I drag it down. I try to at least get somewhat towards the top of that, but it ends up not happening, and we really never get back up there. I take the rest off the table. Or there I took another fourth off the table. But what you're gonna see is I flip over to the um I believe I flip over to the daily chart here in a sec. So I took all my profit off, but what you're gonna see is on the daily chart, um, right in here, there was, I believe I zoom in on, make the picture clear. Okay, so you can see right there that huge gap. Basically what happened is we had a huge bearish move that occurred pre-market, so it's not going to appear on the daily chart. At least that's how Weeville's charts are for whatever reason. I don't know if I can change that, but it leaves a huge gap right here. I mean, that all happened in one day, so it gives us a lot of room to go, but the room was over. That the bottom of that candle, which started the fall off that happened pre-market, was at 4.8, exactly where we just topped out at. So I should have honestly had a sell order at 4.8 or a little below and just been waiting for that to take the rest of my profit. But that's all right. That was a $26.02 trade, 2.19% increase on the account on my first trade of the day. I mean, that's great. That's exactly what I was looking for on my first trade. A nice base hit to start the day. Could have done a lot better. The one thing I'm going to be weary of from that trade is the spreads. But other than that, it was a good trade. I mean, and I would have liked to get filled better, obviously. But I didn't chase it. I didn't enter all the way at the top. I mean, so all good things there. I'll consider it a solid trade. So now, further on in the day, we get BCTX popping up. And this is where things go a little downhill for me today. So this happens right around 6:30. At the bottom of the hour, we get news of BCTX. What was the news? Announce survival data from its phase 2 study of. I'm not even going to try to say what that is, but so we get great news off of that. I mean, it's been a while since we had clinical trial news, phase 2, to be specific. That's great. I mean, this is some really good news on a biotech. This is exactly what we're looking for whenever we're trading small caps. And so I think that's kind of what made my emotions start to take over. Not to mention we went all the way from $4 up to $5.70. I mean, that's in 3 minutes we went up, what, like 80%? I don't know, 70%. I'm not going to do the math on that right now, but nevertheless, it was a really, really big move. And so I think I got some FOMO there, and I didn't want to miss out, or I was fearing having FOMO. I mean, I guess, it's just FOMO. I didn't want to miss out on the trade, and I didn't want to miss out. The EMA was the 200 EMA was all the way up at like $13 a share, and we really didn't have much resistance. So I was like, the FOMO was really, really creeping in here. And of course, it's a great stock, but along with the stock that you're trading, you have to have a good setup. I mean, you can't just have one or the other. Both have to come together for a good trade. I mean, you can win on a trade that you don't have either, but to be consistent and to follow my rules, that I have to have both. I have to have the stock be A plus quality and the setup has to be A plus quality. And here I obviously didn't wait for a micro pullback, because what you're going to see is this kind of ends up being like a flat top breakout right in here. So we get two candles that appear right at 5.7, and I'm not sure why this was the level that we decided to kind of top out at, but right here I'm looking and I enter there, and it's not really the exact setup I'm looking for. The price action really hasn't been defined yet, but I will say it's not bad. The volume profile looks fantastic. The volume's increasing. Everything there looks good. And I was looking for it to break that level and then surge higher to my next level, which was at right around $6.50. But right as I fill, I mean, we top out there. The top of this move was 1 cent higher than where I enter the trade. And so that's not what you like to see at all. And then we reject down, and immediately I'm down 8% on the trade at the bottom there. But then we bounce back, and right there is when I should have exited the trade. would have saved me a lot of stress, mental fatigue. I mean, just overall, it just would have been the right move. And you're going to see that what I ended up doing worked out better than what would have been if I'd cut my loss right here. But in the grand scheme of things, over time, it's always going to be better to cut your losses rather than break your rules. And some may say get lucky. I would be one that would say that. I agree. I got lucky on this. And so, um, what ends up happening here is we end up just kind of unwinding, and I never sell. I mean, I like to sell at 4%. Like that's the level where I'm like, okay, I need to get out of the trade. I mean, I always sell at technical levels like support and stuff, but I don't want to lose more than I can make on a trade. And I've seen my average trade, I make anywhere from 2 to 5%. And so if we get to that range, that's when I really do need to be selling. I can't hold a loss longer than 5%, especially. And here, as you can see, we're down 13% on the trade. I mean, that's just not good at all. And I end up letting it unwind. And what you're going to see I do right here is I average down. It's just, again, breaking another one of my rules. I kind of became a deer in a headlight up here. And then we unwind. And I'm like, okay, well, maybe we'll retest VWAP. And I don't know. I mean, I can tell you why I did this, and it's because I had the FOMO and I took a bad trade to begin with. I didn't wait for a really, really good setup, and it ends up biting me. The trade ends up biting me, and then I don't sell. And here we end up actually bouncing back up. I averaged down, and it worked out. Now I'm only down 2% on the trade, but you're going to see I don't sell. I don't take my small loss. I wanted more. And one day that is going to bite me, and it's not going to be pretty. And it could blow up my account. It could have today. I mean, you see we're down 13% right here. It's just bad. Not cutting your losses is going to be devastating. Not cutting my losses is going to be devastating my trading if I continue to not do it. So let me speed this up. We just kind of keep unwinding here. My cost basis is now at $5.34. And right here, we're getting a little move up. Looks like we might come back and retest VWAP. No, we keep unwinding. And we are going to unwind all the way down to basically the 200 EMA. And you're going to see we kind of create a little bit of support right here. But at this point, I'm not thinking about that. Maybe I am, or I'm using it as, I guess, relief for my cognitive dissonance that I'm getting here. But, I mean, to be fair, at this point, I'm completely emotionally hijacked, and I'm not trading with logic, and I'm just hoping and praying. I mean, you can see I'm down $145 at this point. I mean, that's account crippling. That's horrible. You can't afford to lose 10% of your account in a day. You can't in this space. You cannot do it. And so, yeah, I get lucky, and you're going to see we end up kind of pushing up here. There was a really nice buyer that came in. It was like 20,000 shares or something right around, and I mean, it ended up just pushing the price up, and we retest VWAP, and we top out, I mean, just right above my cost basis. And so there I should have gotten out. If I didn't do it there originally, whenever I was down like 3-4% on the trade, that's where I should have originally gotten out. I averaged down. Luckily, we come back up and retest VWAP. I should have sold there. I should have taken the small loss or the break even, but no. I'm looking for more. And while yes, it's always good. I mean, we gotta take risks when we're trading, but you gotta have proper risk management, and you can't just do things. I mean, this is gambling. This is not smart what I'm doing here. And so that's something that I'm really gonna have to work at. And that's been one of my biggest struggles, is cutting my losses and not allowing them to unwind like this. So again, you can see I'm down now 14% on the trade, and it ends up unwinding back down to about the 200 EMA. I don't sell my position for a small loss or break even up there. And then you're going to see what happens is I'm still holding. I average down even more here in a sec. So I average down right there. So now my cost basis is at $5.21. This VWAP's a little inaccurate on my Thinkorswim chart. It's a little better, meaning I guess more traders probably use that VWAP because it always seems to, I guess, be respected more. But that VWAP was right around $5.15, right below my cost basis. And so again, I'm thinking, okay, maybe we'll retest VWAP again. I mean, I'm just holding. I promise you, if this had unwinded all the way down to $3.50, I would have still been holding. I mean, I don't think I was going to sell. I was being as stubborn as I've ever seen myself. I've had one other trade like this ever where I've been this stubborn to not sell. And I'm going to say that it's a lot in part due to the news being really good. And I mean, that causes me to, I'm like, okay, well, the news is good, so it should be pushing higher, right? It's not always the case. I mean, a company's only valued what the buyers and sellers are valuing it at. So, yeah, great news. It might help that happen, but in this case, it didn't. And so, well, I mean, it did, but not as much as I wanted it to for my entry, all considered. But we do end up, let me speed this up a little bit. We do end up retesting VWAP here, and we start breaking out a little bit, just pushing up. The volume is still obviously really light considering what it had been, but I mean, this is just emotionally trading and lucky here. Oops, I kind of missed exactly what happened, but you're gonna see right. Okay, so we're pushing up to VWAP. Now we're above $5. So I mean, I can tell you what I was thinking in this moment. I'm like, okay, we're above $5 again. This is only a 4% loss at this point. If we go back to below $5, I'm going to be out of the trade. But I guarantee you, if we actually had dipped back below 5 and unwinded, I wouldn't have gotten out of the trade. I was just saying I was going to do that. And that's a really bad habit, and I've got to find a way to break that. So this is what I'm saying. I mean, in the comments, if y'all are struggling with similar things and we can talk about how we can overcome these challenges in our trading, that's going to be really beneficial, I think. So again, that's really the whole point of me starting this YouTube account. I mean, I'm still a beginner. I've only been doing this since end of the year of 2024. So I've got a lot to learn. I'm not here to teach anybody what you should be doing or how you should be trading. I'm just here to share my experiences and learn from other traders, and maybe you can learn something from me as well. Anyways, we obviously right here, that's where VWAP was, and we were just kind of just inching at it, and then we're going to get the pop through VWAP, and you're about to see that. It happens on this candle. Bang right there. Not yet, I guess. Speed it up a little bit. It's going to happen any second now. Okay, so yeah, now we get the pop through VWAP, and look at that. I mean, I'm above break even. Now I'm up $2.22% on the trade, and up about like $30 on the trade. And so I take half off the table. It was nice to do that at least. I mean, at this point, I'm like, okay, I'm profit on the trade. And after I take half off the table, I always set my stop loss to break even. So if we broke below that, I would have sold the rest. And so basically, yeah, I end up taking the rest off the table. I would have liked to, be able to sell it higher, make more off of it. But whenever you're dumb and you break your rules, I mean, you really can't ask for much more than $30 in profit. And so key points from this trade, or I've got to learn. I've got to learn to cut my losses. And I think this trade helped me in a way, because now I know, losses, they're just lessons. And so one thing I've learned from this is now I know one of my emotional triggers for emotional hijacking is whenever there's really good news or the price action looks really nice, I know that, okay, I might be a little tempted to just jump in without a proper setup, and I might not want to cut my loss because I'm like, okay, well, the news is good, so it's got to keep going up, right? No, wrong. So I think those are a few points that I think will help me continuing into my trading. And so, tomorrow I'm gonna keep focusing on cutting my losses and following my rules, which again, I did a bad job on today. So let's go ahead and look at my P&L on the month now. So we're up $240 on the month. It's real nice. Obviously, I'm really thankful for the progress that I've seen. And not counting this really small red day, which is basically break even. I mean, 93 cents. I've been green 66% of the days this month. 9 out of 12 of my days I've been green. So obviously we had the $130 day loss on the 9th, but then we bounced back with the $100 winner on the 10th. And so, yeah, again, I'm really thankful and I'm happy the progress that I'm seeing, but I know it can be even better and if I follow my rules. And it also can get a lot uglier and it can get bad if I don't follow my rules. I mean, like we saw, I could diminish all of this progress in one trade. I really could if I don't follow my rules. And so uh, that's why you got to keep your losses small. You got to stay alive, especially right now as still a beginner trader. My goal is to stay alive. I'm not trying to make millions or buy a Lambo right now. I'm trying to learn, get better, follow my rules, and stay afloat. And so I've got to get better at cutting my losses and following my rules. So if anybody has suggestions in the comments, we could definitely talk about that. Just see what y'all are doing to try and hammer down and follow your rules. So now my account values up to $1,440. So I'm gonna be taking 2 trades tomorrow, $720 each. Just waiting for the best stocks and the best setups. Hopefully we can be green, but the most important thing for tomorrow is to follow my rules. And so again, if anybody has any things they want to add in the comments on what they're doing to help them follow their rules, or just talk about how your trading day went, that would be great. So yeah, I think that's all. We got one more day on the week. Hopefully I can have a nice green day, but if not, the main important thing, like I said, is to follow my rules. And so Friday, we got Good Friday, market holiday. And then Sunday, Easter. So everybody enjoy the time with your families. It's always good to kind of step away from trading and just enjoy life and not be so worked up in it. Because I definitely, whenever I started, I found myself in kind of the space of all I would think about is trading. And it just really overconsumed me. And I think if you step away a little bit and just keep other aspects of your life prevalent, it's going to end up helping your trading overall. I would say, yeah, strategy is important, but trading overall is more a reflection of the person you are, your character, your discipline. So yeah, 0.358% green day on the day, April 16th. It's been a solid month. Yeah, we're seeing some progress, but I'll be back tomorrow for tomorrow's recap again. If you got anything to say in the comments, feel free to comment. I'll definitely be responding. So everybody have a fantastic day, and I hope your trading went well.